Hello beautiful people from YouTube, my name is Crystal Money, and today I'm talking about Still Being by Jennifer Humpman, I believe. I put the picture right here. This is about Dean and Coraline. Now, Dean and Coraline hate each other. Dean is the sister, the boyfriend's sister, and Coraline is going to be the sister-in-law, but they're going to get married, and they hate each other. They knew each other since high school. They all knew each other since high school. And Dean and the sister were dating all through high school, so they know each other pretty well. But they always hated each other for some reason. They always do pranks on each other, and then at first she was mad, and then she did a prank back, and then they were doing pranks every time to get the other one like irritated, and that way they hate each other. Nadine and Coraline needed a ride home. She couldn't find a ride. She called Uber. The Uber got canceled like 2 times, so she had to call her friends and family, and nobody would wanted to pick up, or nobody can't go. So the last person that she called was Dean. Now, of course, she didn't want to call Dean at all. She hated Dean, but she does. So she called Dean to pick up. He comes, and all of a sudden that man is like right there trying to talk to her. And she got like, man, it could be, but right away, Dean came right on time to go get her. And in the beginning, they are like, Coraline, you okay? Let go. And the man said, hey, are you two a couple? And right away, Dean are like, ew, no. And then she got like, geez, think a lot. Because she wanted to make it seem that she was a couple to him, because the guy was like kind of creepy. The guy was kind of creepy because, you know, that man is trying to talk to her and be with her and everything. And when they were leaving, they were driving home and everything was going fine. All of a sudden, you see lights, like police lights. So right away, Dean pulled over, and the guy that hit the window where Coraline is, so he met the window and tried to get Coraline to be with him. So then both get kidnapped. Now, before the kidnapping, the news and everything is going on that people are getting kidnapped, and then call it the matchmaker. That a male and female are getting kidnapped, no relationship to the other person besides being male and female. Now, it's called matchmaker for a reason. And so Coraline and Dean get kidnapped by the matchmaker. Now, this book does have sexual assault and rape in it. And this book is very sad. You see how they becomes enemies to working together and in time falling in love. And then you see the impact what happened next when they get, you know, when the cop comes and helps them. So you see the different things that were going on. They were only kidnapped for, I believe, a month. They only kidnapped for a month. And the reason why I didn't call it the matchmaker is she does get raped by the kidnapper by I did not even name, but the kidnapper. She did get raped by him, and then Dean is forced to watch. And then later on, the kidnapper want they to like get together. And in the beginning, Dean say no, but if he does say no, the kidnapper will kill him. So that's what he does. He be with the soon-to-be sister-in-law, then be with each other and everything. And they need to fall in love. Once the matchmaker see them falling in love, they will die. They will kill him. But before they die, something happens that the Dean he got out and killed the guy. So because Coraline was trying to get out first, and she happened to do that, but of course she got caught, and got her and then threw her down the stairs. Now, the reason why I'm saying that, because it didn't go back to that later on in the book, which I was kind of shocked about that too. So we thought that she died, but she didn't. And they both got out. She was a little bit more delicate, so when she got out, Dean and her, they don't know how to go back to normal in the beginning. Now the sister was so happy that she got her fiance back, and she got it all that cool. We could finally get married again. She think that everything could go back to normal. She can't. It's different, and she asking Dean, "What happened? Why you want to be with my sister? What happened?" And Dean don't want to tell anything. She want Coraline to tell her sister what happened, because she was raped. And then the raper want to have Dean to rape her. So she says that Dean did not rape me, because like in the end he felt bad when that happened the first time. But she told him, "Look, if I don't worry about it, it means the kidnapper that I am worried about the most." So the sister find out that those two were hooking up, and the sister find out what happened that day. Like what happened leading up to the kidnapping. But of course Dean don't want to tell her like, "Hey, I had it to, rape your sister and all that." She wanted Coraline to say that. So once she find out all that went down, she would kind of see. I didn't really like the sister in some parts, because she was pushing and wanting answers from Dean. And Dean didn't want to tell her. She wanted the sister to tell her what happened, because that kind of personal, and what he had it to do, it was that bad. And then with Coraline, when she came back, she tried to kill herself. Like literally almost died. She was intimate with Dean, but she did wanted somebody that he knew what she went through, and then she knew what the other person went through. So she wanted, that bond again. But, and then it was getting a little bit too much for Dean to be like, look, I am falling in love with you, and this is not the way we need to go. And so, something, she almost died and everything. And she had to find herself again. Dean left to work somewhere else, in their Chamford foreign job to get away from her. Not get away from her, but he knew that if he was there, she wouldn't get 100% healthy. He had to leave the situation and try to understand that it was good for her, and she needed to be happy again, because she was just too past and just wanting to die. So he left, and when he left, of course she was mad, she was sad, she was depressed, but at the same time she was also getting help, and she met somebody, not like a boyfriend type. She met a woman that she found out that she was one of the kidnappers. And then at first she thought that she was lying about the whole kidnapping with it all over the news. So she thought she was lying. So she went up to that person and be like, let's see if she's lying and everything. But she happened to tell the truth. She was in college, and her and her professor got kidnapped. And everything what happened to her, she told what happened to her. So they both have the same storyline. And she got pregnant and had his baby. And she was thinking about her baby, how she would lost her baby. And then she asked, is it the kidnappers or is it your teacher? And then she was like, no, that my teachers. And she just all like, wow. But months went by. It was total of 8 months that went by that then Dean and her didn't talk. And she got better. She got healthy again. And they happened to bump into each other again in a coffee shop. Right? Always a coffee shop. And they bump into each other again and be like, wow, you look good, and I'm so happy. He was in shock how, Dean was shocked how she looked so healthy. And Cora she was sad in the beginning, but she understand why Dean did what he did. And in the end, they was little by little they started to date and build that relationship. Well, they wanted to date right away, and then did, but then they took it little by little because they didn't want to push it because what they've been through and what she been through with the mom that she almost died, and all of this. So she told her sister Ayla, I want to date Dean. How do you feel about it? Because that was her ex-fiance. And even though the sister was always seeing somebody, she didn't know how to take it in the beginning. Like, okay, but she was like, you know what, go ahead. I am so happy right now. Go ahead. So then start to date, and they do get married, and the sister get married to somebody else. and it was like Mimi, and then they find out that they both have kids, and Dean and Cora had 2 kids, and what really cool about it is those kids are paints, just like them. They like to do paints, and in the beginning, they're like, "Who did that paint? Is it you or is it me?" I mean, they thought that they paint each other, but yeah. So Cora and Dean kids are painting, just like them, and it's just a good happy ending for them. I gave it 4 stars. It's a very good book. Very sad. Very good. I couldn't put the book down because you didn't want it to know Alden didn't live or Alden didn't die. And then when they survive, it's like, okay, how did it go back? Even though they were kidnapped for only a month, but a lot of different things happened in that 1 month, and they didn't know how to go back. They both changed into different people when they, from hating each other from the beginning to being kidnapped and getting, getting out from the kidnappers. They couldn't do paints anymore. They couldn't make each other happy. They then both went to a trauma that they couldn't come back from. And the other person knew about what happened that time, and they didn't want it to be like they're a couple. I mean, it a good book. I like it. I gave it 4 stars. Yeah. In my last book of the month, and then later on today, I didn't film my TBR for next month. So I got my Goodreads Instagram link down below. Bye.